Hi, I'm Malcolm McCauley, physical therapist in Duluth, Minnesota, developer of the LightSpeed Lift bodyweight support system, here with tips and tricks for using the LightSpeed system to improve your life. Today we're going to talk about using it from a rehabilitation perspective, particularly for people who have had a total knee replacement. They do over 1 million of these a year in the United States. So it's a great tool both after a surgery or, I think more specifically, before the surgery, so you can offload that pressure. But specifically what LightSpeed does, by lifting the person up, reducing that force by 15%, allows the person to get back in walking comfortably. It's actually part of the genesis story of LightSpeed Lift, as a matter of fact, because the first person that really used it and convinced me to go forward with it was following up on my wife, who had 2 knees replaced at the same time. 6 weeks in, she wasn't walking well, she was pretty discouraged, came in, got on LightSpeed Lift. That lift picked her up, gave her smile back, and kept her going. And also got her to say, you know what, I think you better keep going with this system. So in the last 10 years following that incident, I've probably seen 200 to 300 people for rehabilitation after total knee joint surgery. Typically, these people would just go and the doc says, well, I did my carpentry, go walk, you'll figure it out. Sounds good, but people, by the time they get to that surgery, have an ingrained motor program that they're not putting full weight on there. It's hurt them for a long time. Even after surgery, when theoretically there's no pain surface there, they retain that same movement pattern that got them into trouble in the first place. Something happens, and I can't quite describe it, when you add in that lift, that support, people all of a sudden get the sense of, oh, I can relax again. I don't have to hold myself quite so stiffly. And it's a miraculous thing to watch, both from an external perspective and from the fact that all of a sudden their face lights up, they relax, they get the classic LightSpeed smile. Here's a couple of videos that we're going to show you of one of my favorite clients, one of my most dedicated clients, Philip. Now, Philip was a football player in his youth, became a personal trainer, has worked with athletes and people all his life, developed severe osteoarthritis in his right knee that eventually led him to having a joint replacement. Now, Philip thought, quick replacement, I'm going to be back in no time. Well, as many people have found out, it didn't quite work like that. First off, his knee tied up. He needed 2 manipulations. And even when he was coming back after that, he had, as you'll see, this dragging pattern of that right leg that, you know, even though he said, nah, it doesn't really hurt, I'm going fine. But if you look at him, he's really dragging that leg. What you'll also see is that he's got a pretty good punch on him too, because he gained 35 to 40 pounds as he was waiting for that replacement. Miraculously, the first time he got on, it was like, oh, I can actually swing this through a little better. And Philip started walking faster. Initial speeds, 1.5 to 2 miles an hour. After that first session, 2.5 miles, but that was pushing it and producing a sweat. I got to show you pictures of Philip now. Now Philip has lost the 35 to 40 pounds. He comes in 4 or 5 days a week to walk and run, and he's actually running a minute straight. Now, if you know any football players, especially 68-year-old football players, who grew up in an era when running farther than 20 yards was a severe penalty, people were drawing flags and throwing them. Philip still complains about that after probably taking 40 of those runs, but he doesn't because he's a football player. Watch him now as you see him running along, walking, running, and this is up to 7.5 miles an hour now. So Philip knows what he really likes is the fact that he can get across the street now. He can chase down a kid just a little bit because he still loves working with youth. And he's got that glimmer of hope that, wow, I'm an athlete again. I feel like an athlete again instead of that crunched over old guy that's burned out years ago. So adding a LightSpeed Lift bodyweight support system opened up new channels for Philip and for many other people who have been told by their physicians, you're never going to run again. Never. Don't do this. It's harmful for you. We find that more and more people can progress past that barrier that's been put there. They don't have to. Maybe they just want to walk, but running a few steps is a beautiful thing and can take you to the next level.
My name is Philip Allen, and Malcolm brought me here because I had a knee replacement, but I've known Malcolm for quite a while, and he's worked wonders. And the LightSpeed, I didn't know anything about it, so I wanted to see because I needed to run, I needed to walk, and those are the things I wasn't doing. So by coming here with Malcolm, I started walking, and it's got me jogging, and on Fridays I do speed running, and I've lost a lot of weight.
So think about putting a bodyweight support system into your regular rehab. Search out, I think specifically the LightSpeed Lift is the best system around for doing that, to get your speed going again, to get your regular gait back again.
I said I would recommend anybody to do it because it works. You have to come down here and you have to try it. Me telling you is not gonna, it won't do it. You come down and try it, you'll see the difference.
Okay, so that's tips and tricks for this week. Total knee replacement, rehab, or severe osteoarthritis, I think the same thing. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send us comments, send us suggestions for further shows, topics that you want to hear about. Bye now.